All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another post-fight discussion video. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about this one. Amanda Lemos versus Mackenzie Dern. All right, first off, I got to say good fight. Definitely this was a good fight. But when I'm watching this fight, look, there's two types of screaming that was going on in this fight in my head. All right, first off, the screaming of enjoyment, watching a good fight. And then the cornerman in me was kind of screaming in my head as well. Even just kind of screaming at my screen at the time too, man. I was like, oh man, good fight, good fight. But at the same time, I'm like, Lemos, what are you doing? Dern, what are you doing? It was like that conflicting, fan and cornerman type of viewing at the time. I was just like, oh man, what y'all doing in this fight? But that's what I said, man. That's what I said about this fight. Lemos Dern is 50-50 for the reasons that both of these fighters, when they get something going, they just don't keep it going. They don't capitalize, or they're so reckless that it's always going to make for a good fight. And those are the ingredients for a good fight, recklessness, right? And that's what people want. But me, as somebody that wants to see a fighter advance and look cleaner and convince everybody that they're ready, not everybody, but just themselves, and make themselves a better fighter, that they're ready for a title shot, I want to see some better work from these two. That's that other screaming part of me in this fight. But yeah, Lemos Dern, it was definitely a good matchup. It was definitely a banger. I think Mackenzie Dern, she showed everybody that she is a dog in there, and that was a beautiful thing. Like, that's something I think a lot of people can relate to. All right, like, I will give her credit on that part. The dog in her, when she was knocked down, when she was hurt, she was able to just shake it off, get back up, and get back into the fight, and almost win the fight. And in some people's eyes, could have won the fight, because in my opinion, this was a close fight. It was a close fight. I think Amanda Lemos definitely scored more damage, but she definitely showed some weakness in her game again, by making bad choices. After watching this fight, I had to say, man, they made Andrade look like Einstein in there. You know what I mean? They made Jessica Andrade look like Einstein with the choices she made against them. I mean, when Jessica Andrade was dropping Mackenzie Dern, she knew what was coming. So what she was doing? She was standing to fight back up, because she said, I'm going to knock this girl out. But Amanda Lemos, knowing she had the power, she continued to dip into the fire and give Mackenzie Dern a chance. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, when you see little mistakes like that, it just makes you just get fired up, especially like I said, when you somebody that's watching it in more of a technical manner. But yeah, overall it was a good fight though. But to me, there's still a lot to learn on both sides. There's still a lot to learn on Dern's side. I mean, you can't teach heart, you can't teach the grit, and like I said, that's a beautiful thing about her. For Amanda Lemos, she's still a tough fighter. There's just things that I think she really needs to tighten up on, and if she does tighten up on those things at some point, it could make her better than she is. But I really don't know with these choices that she's making. But yeah, real quick, looking back at the fight, the first round, it was going into the pace that I thought it was going to be. Amanda Lemos was doing the smart things this time. She was bouncing around on her feet, using a little bit more rhythm with her feet, and she was turning nice angles. All right. Like, defensive wise, I thought she was going to be, doing this all night. I said, okay, this is good. She's stepping in and out, throwing some nice hard calf kicks that were already putting a lot of damage and just pulverizing Mackenzie Dern's calf from the jump in the first round. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be easy work. Every time Dern would charge in, she started right in that first minute with that ugly charge in. She turned a nice angle. She was playing the matador, right? But the one thing that Amanda Lemos was lacking, y'all know what I'm going to say, that jab, that JAB. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, she had the rhythm down, the ball, dancing around on the balls of her feet, moving in and out, side to side, dipping out. All the while, she should have been popping off a nice jab. If she would have been throwing that jab, she would have been busting that girl up, and she probably would have got her out of there. But she was lacking the jab, going to the body nicely and attacking the calf kicks, but throwing with bad intentions on every shot again. And that's her problem. Like I said, when you throw with bad intentions, you're going to set yourself up. Like, Dern is durable. Like, she was taking these shots, though. Like, not every shot's got to have home run on it, So while she's throwing these, yeah, they're doing damage, but Mackenzie Dern's she's in it for the long haul. So first half of the fight, it was going to Lemos. But then, again, Mackenzie Dern, she keeps on coming. She's pressing that action. So Amanda Lemos, she throws that wild right. And what happens, just like Wei Lee, boom, she gets the double. So really, Mackenzie Dern, she has polished up a little bit, but I would say Lemos kind of gave her that takedown. So she got the double leg, took her down, and just pretty much drowned her for that second half of the round. So it was kind of a iffy type of round. But to me, I gave it to Lemos off of damage, beautiful damage, and she had that leg compromised. Second round though, the second round, I think that was clearly Lemos. I mean, KO opportunity was there. Dropped Dern twice in the round, but again, she let it go. She let it go because she started the round off nicely, letting Mackenzie Dern come to her, and then she caught her with that right hand and dropped her. Mackenzie Dern gets back up and she kind of runs away. She's trying to clear her head, and then she catches with another little sequence, left hand, right hand, and Dern goes down, and Dern's got her hands on her face. I'm like, oh, that's it. That's about to be it. I thought she was about to like break right there. I thought she was about to cry or something like when she covered her face. But Amanda Lemos started landing these hard shots, and I was like, okay, Mike Beltran probably gonna stop this fight. But since Amanda Lemos went into the fire with her, that gave Mackenzie Dern more incentive to say, okay, she's letting me rest now because I'm on my back here, and my jiu-jitsu and my element is the ground. So I was like, I'm not gonna give this up. That's what I was thinking Mackenzie Dern was feeling right then. Is like, okay, whenever if Amanda Lemos had stood the fight up, I think Dern probably would have. I think she probably would have crumbled a little bit, or she might have got frustrated. But since Lemos went down and gave her that chance, she said, oh, you know what? I'm back in this fight. And she takes, she starts to take over. She starts to take over. Now, when she gets back up, Lemos, she gets another takedown of her own. She gets a takedown of her own in this round. But when she does that, Mackenzie Dern flips the script and she ends up on top. So these rounds here, Lemos is scoring a lot of damage, but every round is ending with Mackenzie Dern on top. So that's letting you know Mackenzie Dern has still got the dog in her, and this girl is tough, man. This girl is still in this fight. So yeah, Mackenzie Dern is still in it, but I had to give this round to Amanda Lemos also. For me, I think this one was clearly hers with the knockdowns and just the overall beating, because Dern came out of this round looking like a mess, man. She came out looking like a mess, but still a warrior. Last round, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, Amanda Lemos, she was a little huffing puffing at the end of the second round. And then after that, like in this round, instead of moving around on her feet and just kind of jabbing, pot shotting a little bit, and setting up the traps, still throwing big, bad intentions, that kind of wears her down. So she's backing into the cage and she gets caught. Boom. Mackenzie Dern catches with that right hand and puts her down. So I'm like, oh, here we go. And this right here is where it all kind of comes down from Amanda Lemos. Like if this was a 5-round fight, I don't know, man. Mackenzie Dern might have edged it. She probably would have taken this one out, man, because Amanda Lemos kind of lost it after this, man. When she got dropped with that right hand, the round pretty much all went to Mackenzie Dern, because from there, when she dropped her, she went in, got that top position, and she pretty much drowned Amanda Lemos. She drowned Amanda Lemos from there and just got that top position, just mauled her, and just really kept that strength on her, which I said in my keys to victory that if she's worked on that wrestling a little bit, she'll be a problem, So Mackenzie Dern, I think she banked that last round. She banked that last round for sure. But I know in some people's eyes they had it 1-3. Round was 1 and 3 for Mackenzie Dern. I had rounds 1 and 2 for Amanda Lemos, then Dern round 3. But yeah, man, Mackenzie Dern, man, she's a warrior though. She is that type of warrior, but she still needs to clean up a lot if she wants to be a title contender, And I give her credit all day for the heart and dog, but to say she's gonna be a next title challenger, I don't know. I don't know about that. Lemos, yeah, I gave her the fight 2-1. She's still got a lot to work on, man, as far as like IQ. She's got to jab more. She's got to throw more pity pat shots out there. She's got to set up more counter shots. I think, like I said before, she's fell in love with that power too much. Just fell in love with it too much, man. But yeah, from here, questions were answered again. What does Mackenzie Dern do from here? She's got to go back and work on her defense, big time. Defense is the same as it was in the last fight. She's got to work on her wrestling. She's got to work on her patience. You want to keep that heart whenever things get really down and dirty, but you don't want to have to show it every time. You don't have to show your chin every time. But I think maybe some some years might have been taken off with that chin. So she's got to slow the pace down, maybe take a little break and come back towards like the mid part of the year, August or something. Amanda Lemos. I think she did all right with her striking. She definitely did all right with her striking. She needs to keep it standing more and just work on her takedown defense because she wants that fight with Tatiana Suarez rescheduled. And if that gets rescheduled, if Tatiana Suarez is able to withstand the shots and stay away from the shots and she gets Lemos down, then I got to say the fight would favor Suarez all day long for however long it would go. So, yeah, just a lot to work on with both of these fighters. Like, they definitely can put on great fights, but as far as going for that belt, that's another question. I think that there's so many things that need to be taken into consideration when they get in there and say, okay, look, like I got this power, but how am I going to set it up? Like, do I go for the home run every time? No, you don't. You got to set it up. Just set it up because Mackenzie Dern served her chin on a platter. Amanda Lemos should have got her out of there. But yeah, guys, that's all I got on this one. Who's next? I think Amanda Lemos versus Tatiana Suarez is a good fight for Mackenzie Dern. If she comes back in like midsummer, I think she should fight the winner of Lupi and Verna, even if that is a rematch. But yeah, what do y'all think, guys? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.